Hi, my dear friends. How are you doing today? This is Uday Kumar Kamatam, and today I'm going to talk about Nutrilite history and farming practices. The reason why I'm talking about this topic is nowadays we are listening more about organic farming, organic products. We are paying almost thrice or four times, compared to any normal products available in the market. And we have a few brands like 24 Mantra or Organic Mandya. There are a few products which have evolved, maybe in less than a decade's time, or maybe 2 or 3 decades of time. But the reason why I'm talking today about Nutrilite is so that you will understand when organic farming has actually started and what is the need, to do organic farming, and what are the best practices that Nutrilite takes care of in order to give us the best quality in the world. So to start with, I'm going to start with Nutrilite history. It didn't start yesterday or day before, but it all started in 1920. Even prior to that, this great person, Karl Rainborg, who was, working in China, he understood and he realized that there is a necessity of nutrition for our human health. And alfalfa is the plant, which is being eaten by most of the dairy animals. And he always had a vision to give a possible feeding to humans so that they will digest it and get great health in order to withstand the needs of the human being. And in 1920s, he started to formulate all the requirements for the farming practices and what is the necessity for the plant based vitamins and minerals to be extracted and give as supplements. There are other ways like meat based or milk based where vegans do not typically support having either of these, but how we can give them nutrition food through plant based vitamins and minerals. So that is the core idea of Karl Rainborg in order to give us plant based multivitamins and minerals. With that idea, he worked for almost a decade of time and he started Nutrilite in 1930s, where he introduced multivitamin and multi-mineral supplements in the United States. And it has evolved as a multi-level marketing concept. Here, I wanted to explain why multi-level marketing concept has been introduced to Nutrilite. Say, for example, in the market, what we are looking at right now, there is a very much possibility of duplicating the product. So the name may look similar, the logo may look similar, the ISI marks, they may copy everything but not the product. But unless you buy and open the product, you cannot say whether it is original or copyrighted or maybe use the same name to give a fake product. So in order to avoid these things to happen to its reliable customers, Mr. Rainbow has started this multi-level concept where only authorized direct sellers can go ahead and sell these products. In that ways, from the manufacturer to the consumer, there is no middleman, there is no retailer, there is no extra tax, or there is no extra effort to take you through, to test whether it is authorized product or not. So the multi-level concept actually gives you the confidence in the product that it is untouched by any other middleman between the manufacturer and the consumer. In 1970s, Amway has acquired Nutrilite, having seen its growth, and the brands together, Amway and Nutrilite together, gave a huge strength in the market to believe in why Nutrilites are important to human beings and why Nutrilite is the best in the world. In 2000s, the kind of market, the kind of results what Nutrilite gave along with Amway, it has established itself as the best brand in the world. So, you can see all the certifications, given by multiple academics and multiple organizations across the world. In terms of being organic, it is not something I can wake up at one morning and then start doing organic farming. It's not, doesn't work like that. Rather, Organic farming is a science and technology mixing with farming. Organic cultivation happens like over a period of decades of time to make sure the soil is correct, the air is correct, and the surroundings are correct. There is no pollution around, the water is pure. So there are so many measures which have to take, to make a pure organic product. So having said that, I hope you got an idea what I'm talking about in terms of the history of Nutrilite and why it is the best in the world. So now what I'm trying to tell you is the kind of information what I gave is very minimal in terms of, I covered in less than 5 minutes of time. But if you want more information, you can always go ahead into Amway's website and look into the information. I hope you will get a lot more information and confidence in the products of Nutrilite. Having said that, let me start with the best practices what Nutrilite follows in the farming. As you can see in the photograph, they have approximately 7,500 acres globally. It's not something like, as a small farm industry. In order to cater the global audience across all over the world, Nutrilite is expanded itself across the globe, and it grows only tropical trees, where the soil supports a specific uh, protein based plants, or mineral based plants, etc. Let me give you an example how it works. As you understand, South Indians eat more of rice, and whereas North Indians eat more of roti and chapati. The reason why it started as a practice is the cultivation practices where the soil support more of growing rice in South India, whereas more of wheat in North India. That means you have to grow. You cannot go and force the soil or the land to grow groundnuts. Where there is sugarcane has to be grown. So what I'm trying to say here is the tropical trees, meaning wherever the soil supports the specific plants, you have to do some research on the soil. You have to understand the situation around it, the climatical and weather conditions around it, and grow only those plants where the nature supports the growth of the plant, without missing off any, minerals and vitamins losing because of not having soil. And they make good use of rainwater harvesting. These days, everyone is well aware of what is rainwater harvesting. Instead of pulling water from the ground, people are always prefer to have rainwater because the rainwater is full of minerals. And the way of best practice, what people are doing in Nutrilite is to take care of rainwater, use those water, to plant, and then give sufficient minerals to the plants. And the root level watering, people may put ways so that the water flows next to the plant, but they won't see whether the root to which level actually the water has went into the soil. The way Nutrilite does is it's a built-in technology with Nutrilite, where they check the root level of every plant, and they'll make sure the root has been given sufficient water to give good foundation to the plant and give the results. They do not use pesticides, rather they use ladybugs, which are not at all harmful to the plant. Rather, they eat only the insects which are on top of every plant. In such a way, they are continuing the life cycle of the ladybugs by giving them proper food. When you don't get proper food to the insects like ladybugs, they started eating the plant. But if the ladybugs have their food, on top of the plant, which are the insects, and the insects become the food for the ladybugs, the plant has been saved, as well as the life cycle has been continued. The way they put manure is also organic farming, organic manure. They have good amount of cattle of their own, and they use the organic wastage. They ferment it on a technical level. Creating their own organic manure and use only those manures. They do not use any third party manures, and that is how it becomes authenticated organic farming. There is no smoke emission around the lands. As you can see, it is very much free from pollution. It is not a city culture, or it is not something, going drainage around it, or too much of smoke around it, etc. And they are not even using vehicles which emit smoke. They ideally use electric vehicles in order to avoid smoking. Seed to plant, meaning from the inception of the seed to the soil till the execution, it becomes plant and the plant becomes vitamin. Everything is done by Nutrilite in-house. Meaning they are not involving any third-party machinery, they are not involving any third-party people, so that we should not doubt about the quality which they are not compromising. And the dehydration techniques they use in house, as soon as the plant is been cut down, within hours of time they do dehydration, so that all the phytonutrients are being captured. You are not missing any phytonutrients from the plants, you are not using any vitamins, you are not missing any minerals as such. And Nutrilite has passed more than 100 tests globally, for uncompromising quality. So these are, I can say, only a few pointers. Haven't said all these pointers. These are only a few pointers about the best practices what Nutrilite follows. I'm happy that you had the patience to listen to all, but I would encourage you to go to Amway's website and understand what are the best practices what Nutrilite does, so that you gain confidence in the products. I hope you got an idea what is Nutrilite and what is its history, what is its farming best practices, and I hope you will invest a good amount of time in researching the product, and the best way to invest your money in getting the best products for your health in terms of supplements, minerals, and vitamins. Thank you for the time, and have a good one.